to think of arranging as like a form of musical storytelling. You're using harmony and orchestration and various musical elements to serve the narrative arc of the song. With that in mind, let's take a look at Adele's 2015 hit, Hello. The original chorus chord progression sounds like this.
Hello from the outside. At least I can see that I've tried to tell you.
These, of course, are the famous 4 chords of pop music used in countless hits throughout the decades. In the key of F minor, we have 1, flat 6, flat 3, flat 7. My question is, what specifically does this do to tell the story of the song Hello? Now, Hello is a song about regret and nostalgia and remembering a past relationship that failed. I feel like you can use other kinds of harmony to tell that story. This is the chord progression that I chose for the chorus.
So hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you.
Let's first take a look at that last chord, the E flat sus4 over G. Now, when you take a normal major chord and replace the 3rd with the 4th degree up from the root, you get a suspended 4th triad. In this chord, though, we have the 3rd in the bass, creating this really nasty minor 9th dissonance between the 3rd and the 4th degree up above. I really quite like the emotional quality of that interval in this instance. I actually call this chord the Jason Robert Brown chord. He's a musical theater composer that uses this kind of harmony quite frequently in pieces like The Last 5 Years, which is a musical basically about a failed marriage. Kind of a similar subject matter to Hello. In that case, and this, the harmony fits the subject matter. This chord feels almost sort of like a pang of regret to me, and I felt like it worked really well in the chorus.
I must have called 1,000 times.
So I think the game plan right now is we're gonna first do a couple of takes. We're gonna track basically the 4 of us, Mika, Shubh, myself, and Josh, just recording audio.
Is this your hashtag office for the day?
Yeah, it is. You could say that.
Okay, cool.
Some would say that. Some would say that too many times.
I'm using a Dave Smith / Tom Oberheim OB6 Venturous reverb on the synthesizer. Dual stereo reverb.
Good stuff.
Stereo pretzels here.
Stereo pretzels.
Anyway, what about justifications for the other chords? Now, in the original, the big climactic moment of the chorus arrives on an F minor chord, the tonic. I wanted that moment to be even bigger and more climactic in my arrangement, so that the singer JAE SOTO would really feel it when she belted out the lyrics.
So hello from the outside.
So instead of starting on a chord with an F root, I started on a chord with a D flat root. Now, why would that be more climactic? What's important to know what instruments you're writing for. F does not lay as low on a 5-string bass guitar as D flat does. Metal musicians and electronic musicians think about these things all the time. Which keys and which chords to pick based upon their frequency content. I love the sound of a low D flat, but F doesn't really carry that same punch. Now, what's also interesting is that the lowest note on a baritone sax typically is a D flat. So I picked the chords based on the instruments that I was writing for, and then the sonic effect of those instruments playing those notes. What's more is that the second chord in this chord progression was chosen because I specifically knew the baritone player. You see, not all baritone saxes have a low concert C natural on them, but Josh Plotner happens to own a baritone saxophone with one of those notes. So the chords that we're choosing to tell the story aren't just being dictated by the instruments, but they're also being dictated by the specific players.
Oh, I got focus already.
Yeah, and we do see the snare one
Can
after
you
that
jam a
symbol.
little bit first?
Cool. Yeah, you about to start? I think so, yeah.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Cool, let's do
Let's do this.
But pretty, everybody.
Same take, same thing, yeah. Okay.
Hello, take 2.
As the chorus develops, so does the harmony, and I wanted the harmony to reflect specific lyrics of the song. For example, I'm sorry for breaking your heart.
To tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter, it clearly doesn't tear you apart.
One sound that I absolutely love is the sound of the 1 major 7 chord in a minor key, in this case F major 7, resolving to a 1 minor 7 chord in a minor key. There's like this penitent feeling to it if it's done with the 3rd in the bass, and that's why it was very intentionally paired with the lyric, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That then leads to the lyric, breaking your heart. I've always felt that diatonic clusters of notes played very close together create the feeling of something breaking. I thought the feeling would be really heightened if that cluster was played with string players playing senza vibrato without vibrato. Each of the voices would then glissando into a unison, completing the feeling of a heart shattering and then laying on the floor.
I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter, it clearly doesn't tear you apart.
See how arranging and harmony can be used to tell stories? The thought that goes into arrangement details, I feel like, can better heighten the meanings of songs. Okay, we're now resetting to start recording the horns, including this guy right here. It's so annoying. Can we go from the top and just run it down just to get sounds?
Rolling.
With that in mind, I had the idea to do a mashup of Hello with a song by the indie pop band Little Dragon, Twice. Twice is based on kind of a Lydian ostinato, alternating between F and C with a D flat in the bass, and then kind of an intervallic bass line that repeats every couple of measures. I feel like this mashup works on a couple of levels. First, the alternating figure in the right hand has the feeling of kind of like a clock ticking. That pairs well with the lyric at the end of the pre-chorus, we're running out of time. Get it?
Running out of time.
Keeping the harmony static on a D flat for the verses and pre-choruses of Hello creates this kind of droning, meditative feeling. Zach Zinger brought his long shakuhachi, the Japanese bamboo flute, to play over this D flat Lydian sound to really get more into the meditative vibe for the verses. Now this meditative vibe leads us into the first chorus where we start hearing the chord progression that we talked about earlier, which starts fairly tentatively, but then starts building in orchestration, the strings with staccato eighth notes and the horns swelling, to eventually get to a lyric which is cut off. The lyric is to tell you I'm sorry, but we don't hear I'm sorry until the next chorus. The effect is like the character is getting the courage to say something and then retreating back into their shell. It's the second day of tracking. We're doing strings today as well as vocals. Hopefully we have enough time to do all the string stuff, but we shall see. Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Cool, sweet. So we're not gonna do the beginning. The beginning is the same as 29, we're just gonna copy paste.
Strings, B-roll, hello.
The big bombastic second chorus eventually comes, and it comes as a bit of a catharsis because we've been chilling out in D-flat meditation land for so long. This eventually builds into the bridge and then finally into a big climactic sax solo. Climactic sax solo, by the way, played by Zach Zinger, is over the four chords of pop music, that F minor, D flat, A flat, E flat. The way I was thinking about it is like those chords are the final reward that we're given at the end of this really long arrangement with all these chords. It'd be nice to hear some simple pop triads, which, by the way, sound absolutely beautiful in the strings. Pro tip, if you want to make your arrangement sound really nice, get some killing string players and then have them play triads.
Yeah.
Okay.
You have to do that again now.
Okay. JAE SOTO, everybody.
Hi.
We're gonna be tracking vocals now. We just finished tracking strings. Too zoomed in. We're gonna first track all the vocals line by line. And then do like a take where the singer feels all pretty and awesome out in the middle of the room. But first, we're gonna get the audio right.
Well, how many bars am I getting?
A total of 4.
Oh, so the same amount?
Twice the impact.
Rolling. Yep.
It's me. I'm in girl. Fuck. Sorry. Sorry. When we were younger.
Anyway, this project was a lot of fun to put together. I am very much indebted to the musicians that work with me and help put together these kinds of arrangements. JAE SOTO is an amazing singer.
I'm in girl. Fuck.
Go check out her channel, link is in the description. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this reharmonized version of Hello by Adele.
Hello. it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet, to go over everything. They say the time's supposed to heal ya, but I ain't done much healing. Hello, can you hear me? I'm in California dreaming about who we used to be when we were younger and free. I'd forgotten how it felt before the world fell at our feet. There's such a difference between us and the million miles. So hello from the other side. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter, it clearly doesn't tear you apart. Hello from the outside, at least I can see that I tried to tell you. Hello, how are you? It's so typical of me to talk about myself. I'm sorry. I hope that you will. Did you ever make it out of that town when nothing ever happened? It's no secret that the both of us are running out of time. So hello from the outside. I must have called 1,000 times to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter, it clearly doesn't tear you apart. Hello from the outside, at least I can see that I've tried to tell you I'm sorry for breaking your heart, but it don't matter, it clearly doesn't tear you apart anymore.
That was pretty good. You got what you need?
So, if you want to, you can check out the cover now on Spotify or wherever you stream your music. I've also uploaded just the music video portion of this video to Adam Neely 2, which is my second channel, by the way. I have a second channel, who knew? I really want to thank my patrons over at Patreon for sponsoring this video because, you know, hiring that number of musicians and that studio and the video crew is not cheap. So thank you so much to you guys. If you want to check out my Patreon, it's in the description. I have like scores and some bonus stuff that you can go check out over there. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, everybody.
Peace.